So, I saw this first. I think Soul and Black did a video about it. I didn't really finish it. He was taking too long to get to the point. But I saw TMI, somebody posted the same video, and I actually seen what happened. Apparently, this young lady here, she went to a Chris Brown concert, and none of the brothers wanted to dance with her. And she came back to Facebook to vent to the world, and she cried a little bit. Chocolate girl tears. But it was interesting because she revealed something in her own commentary that although she was upset on the whole black men don't want me thing, and you know, I'm not being picked, all the black men in there were with non-black women dancing, having a good time, and she felt left out. And apparently wherever she's at, she feels like that city is not feeling the sisters. But she also stated in her video, after going off or critiquing the black men who were not choosing her, she revealed that she did the same thing. Now, I don't know if the dude was black or not. I mean, not white, but she said I did the same thing. So I'm assuming she played in the snow as well, and she wants to come back home, but she's critiquing the black men who play in the snow still. So is that possible? Can that be done? I don't know. Like, and I'm saying this because I have another video I'm going to address BET Speech Bay, because I had a sister kind of do the same thing the sister's doing when she was trying to, get me to understand why Jesse Williams' speech was so powerful and how it got her so wet. But I'm going to get to that later. Definitely going to get on Mr. Jesse Williams. But in this video, she's talking about not being picked, not being chosen. But she revealed that she not only played in the snow, but she was married to someone that was non-black, and she admits she has a son. And I'm assuming that her son was created within that marriage, so her son is also mixed. Now, obviously, if you go to the Facebook page, you see the comments. It's got like damn near what, almost 3,000 shares, 3,500 likes, hearts or sad faces, whatever. In the comment section, clearly, there's a bunch of black men talking about how beautiful she is. What she is. Confident, dark-skinned sister rocking the red lipstick. Definitely got to be confident, feel yourself to do that. I like hair, personally. We can share a lot of things, but a barber's not one. But nevertheless, she is an attractive female. So a lot of black men are giving her that affirmation that she's looking for, I guess. But a lot of the comments are of women, black men ain't shit. The same old swirling rhetoric. They don't like us, they don't want us. But I'm like, did y'all miss the part where she said that she did the same thing? Huh? Oh, okay. Now, that's one of the words of advice for those people, right? There's videos on YouTube right now where you got swirlers going at colorist channel people and going back and forth, and it's funny. That's just as interesting, but it's some of the same rhetoric that was being said by the women in this comment section. Some of the women were saying like, yo, yeah, there are black men who want you, chill. You just got to come to the conscious community. I'm like, I don't know about that, because she does have a mixed son, possibly, so I don't know how that works. That could definitely deter things a bit. You're probably better off being in some kumbaya multiculturalism, love has no color space before, you can come back to the conscious community with a mixed kid. But we talked about that, though. That happens. There are people who hopped and they get into their consciousness later, and that's problematic. That's one of the arguments we've told too about some of the black women who hop thinking that all their promotion and validation issues are going to go away. But it doesn't. Just because you get with a non-black spouse, the same problems are going to still be there. You just got a different relationship. I've seen women on Facebook who were frustrated in some situations, were right to be, about black men saying, oh, I'm done, I'm going over here, I need to give you something else. But then they'll see a picture or post a picture of a little chocolate beautiful baby, like, oh, I'm gonna have you one of those. I'm like, no, you're not. If you have the fence, you're not creating one of those. So it's like, that's that dilemma. It's like, yo, which one do you want? And if you want that, you're not gonna get that out of a mixed race situation. That's just common sense, though. It's not that deep. People making a big deal out of it, like you're attacking the biracial children who are not even here yet. Shoot, the one chick doing a video defending mixed kids, and she got a dark-skinned daughter. That's crazy. But I look at it like this too. If you remember a couple years back, they had the whole street harassment thing, which I'll give these black feminist shape of the Twitter chicks some credit. because they saw the racism within that, even though they had been talking about this for a minute in New York City. You saw on YouTube there was a whole smile challenge and stuff like that, where black women were saying, "Hell no, we not smiling. We not. I mean, we don't gotta do none of that stuff." Blah blah blah. And the men were like just saying like, "Oh, if that's you want." The men were saying like, "If you want to be approached, if you want us to holler, this is some of the things you might have to do." Sister said, "We don't feel like we have to do those things," and that's like, that's fine, but you understand there's a trade-off for not doing that. But in regards to that video of, you know, all the blurred faces of the white men, but all the black men's faces were shown, and I don't think any of the things in there was over the top. The one dude who followed the chick for like 4 blocks, that dude was creepy as fuck. That was a no-no. He's probably the only one that I've seen that just over the top, but everybody else, white and black, whistling, catcalling, talking to her, right? Women don't want to hear it, deal with it. It's okay, fine. But I didn't see anything that was overly top, except for the dude following the one chick. But the black women were right, and they saw the racism in that, and they fell back from it. Like, yo, you know, even though we could not get this out here in this conversation mainstream, because we've been talking about it for the longest without white women, and we use our white female allies to put us on, but your white female ally used that story to paint black men as these, you know, monsters in the street. You can't even walk down the street without getting hounded, but they blurred out all the faces of the white men who did the same thing. I give them credit for at least pointing out the effery in that. But it's just weird how we talk about building nations and a black Zamunda and structures and communities when we really can't even talk to each other on the street sometimes. If you're a black dude and you've had this experience where you've got the side eye or the screw face, or, you know what I mean, from a sister, it's like, it's so many times it's gonna happen before you just stop approaching them. That's just real talk. I talked about this in a different video where a chick I know personally, she was talking about, she's an average looking chick, right? She's not fine, she's not ugly, she's just in the middle somewhere. And she must have get her hair done, got a weave tight, and she felt like she was popping. And she was like, I'm in this pizzeria, our local pizzeria, and she's like, man, I was looking good, I was in the pizzeria, and these 3 dudes walked in, and not one of them looked at me. These 3 black men walked in, and none of them looked at me. And of course, what do you know follow, right? As Obsidian said, when women are single, it's everybody's problem, but when men are, it's just their problem, right? So women rush to the comment section, oh, they probably gay, oh, they probably like white women, oh, it's everybody's problem, but she could have just not been popping as she thought she was, right? But it's just weird how some of you do screw face, some of you walk around looking constipated, maybe because you use that as a defensive mechanism because you don't want to get talked to. But then when you're not getting talked to, you come on YouTube and Facebook talk about how nobody wants you, right? And that's fine. You just understand that's a trade-off to doing that. And I'm saying sometimes that could even be a negative when you need help, when a person has that perception of you. No, you shouldn't take certain situations and paint a broad brush and paint all women in the same light, or men, but it's only so many times that the same thing happens to you over and over before you fall back. Myself, I'm 6'4", 300 plus. You know, Philly beard and all. Look like a bad dude apparently, right? And I don't speak to people like go out of my way. Like people, they see me, they say hi. It's hard to miss me, right? They communicate with me first though. That's how it's always been. White, black, young, old. But so I don't go out of my way. And I haven't even, just looking in certain sisters' directions, I've gotten screw face and eye rolls and whatever. Black men, some dudes, you know, not all, but some of them, we got that universal nod, like, what up, bro? We ain't even gotta say nothing, we just speak to each other. But I'm making a point to saying, like, how we trying to build black Zamundas and stuff like that, community stuff like that, when first, more important than anything, the family structure is the first and most important, right? Women talking about black men failed, but not building the structure so black women could be validated in their beauty. Like, that's putting a cart before the horse. Like, the family structure needs to be put together first, before all the other nonsense you talking about, right? A black man's first responsibility is his family, not whether or not the black woman as a collective is felt like she's promoted enough. That shit is silly. I also watched another video though too that was full of inaccuracies, and I could break it all down. May do it in the future, but the argument from this female-male video was that, you know, one of the reasons why black men are so loyal or so sticking it out to what black men is because they want to, you know, further their generation and their lineage, and that's why black women are so loyal, which is debatable how loyal they actually are. But I'm like, that's bullshit, dog. Like the abortion rate says that is a lie, right? You can't say the black women want lineage and furthering their generation. That's why they stick to black men when their abortion rate says that they, kind of stop that from happening. Not even getting on the swirlers who are talking about aborting black sons specifically, which would mean you can't create any more black children. Number two, most black people, black men or black women, they are one-drop rulers. The majority of us are. They think that you can create black children without a black spouse. So again, the attempt in the video was to shit on black men, saying they're not as loyal, they don't think about future generations and building generational wealth and keeping themselves here. Black women do. That's why they choose not to hop as much, which they claim to be doing. They are doing now, right? At least according to the swirlers on YouTube. But then you can't say that when the numbers of abortions that are happening are high, and you can't. Usually, when these women are complaining about the situation with black men hopping, it's exactly what this sister said. She feels like she's not being validated. She feels like she's not being picked, like she's not wanted. That's what it's from. It's from a personal, I'm just not being picked situation. These people in this video made it all about legacy and generational building and wealth, and women want to see themselves in the future. That's so not true. Again, a lot of black folks, men and women, think they can create black children without black people. So that's not even an argument. But anyways, that's a different video. I don't know. Situation is little, chocolate girl tears. She feels like she's being rejected. I don't know how that works, being that you've hopped the fence too, and there's a possibility you got a biracial kid, and you try to come back home. I don't know how that works. I think it's probably just a bad day for her. I'm not going to discount her experiences. She says it's happening. Real talk, 9 times out of 10, it could be the dudes who are approaching her are men that she's not feeling either. That's a possibility, right? It's not like no dude. I mean, she's a decent looking woman. I'm gonna have to go back and look at her profile and see how the rest of the things are looking. But from what I see, she's not bad looking at all. So it could be environment, could have just been a bad night. But I'm still perplexed at the whole idea of you feeling some type of way, because there's probably some brothers who pro-blackity black who are actually true, because I don't believe a lot of those dudes. As I talked about in the movie The Wedding, that character, the black dude who was at, he hopped the fence, came into some consciousness later, not really. His wife's father was just racist, and he felt some type of way about her not calling him out on it. So he came back to the Martha's Vineyard, or the black version of that, to come, get his groove back, and he saw Halle Berry, who was with the white dude too, and he's all like, what you doing with the white dude for, right? There's another movie about that, and it's really interesting. I'm gonna try to find it and do a commentary on it. It was deep. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe a lot of these dudes that are overly pro-blackity black. Because some of them, a lot of those dudes got hurt by a white woman or a non-black woman, and they try to come back home. That's just what it boils down to me for some of those people. I don't believe you, bruh. Even there's a YouTube commentator who I know that's exactly what happened to him, and he got off YouTube and started doing videos. But I know that happened to him. But yeah, I don't know. Can you swirl? Can you play in snow and then come back and be mad at people who do? That goes for black men or black women. This isn't just dealing with a female situation. I know there's a lot of like real strict, hardcore black, if you ever touch one of them cave Beckys, don't you ever come back to me. Like I don't really hear black men saying that, but I hear a lot of sisters on that, like on the extreme side. I think there was a group Facebook called Thorough that was real pro-blackity black. I don't even know if it's still open. I kept getting booted. With all this stuff that YouTube is doing now, Facebook is doing now with censorship and all that, I don't think that group could exist either. Because there's a lot of, people in the group who didn't subscribe to the ideology which is in that group, which was really, really pro-black. But you would hear that commentary from some black women, so off the bat, if you're a brother and you come try to, like, that's the difference though too, right? Black men for the most part know if they hop, the possibility of them coming back is slim to none, especially if they have children. Whereas sisters, since they're new to this, apparently, according to the swirlers, they don't do it as much as black men. They're new to this. They don't know a lot of the effects or what's going, things that come with having been in the IR situation. But that's my video. Can someone play in the snow and then come back and still critique or have people feel sorry for you for not feeling them anymore? If you read the comments in this and you see what's going on here, you can see it on your screen. You can go look at the comments. There's, again, a lot of black men commenting her saying how beautiful she is, whatnot. There's some black women being hopeful for her, hoping she finds love. And there's a lot of, you know, you can see a bunch of swirlers in the video, in the comment section rather, talking about, you know, fuck them black men. Ha. Well, she already did that, and it didn't work. So she wants to come back home. But she might be in a space where she not popping as she thought she was.